Welcome everybody to the kind of the first community meeting for Totem. We used to have some storytellers meetings, but this is kind of I think the biggest event that we ever held. So I'm very, very thankful for everybody for joining us, storytellers, builders, and everyone who came to this event today. My name is Idan. I'm head of games at Totem, and the plan for today is pretty straightforward. We're going to talk a little bit about the project, its current status, the achievement that we managed to get during the past year or so. We'll talk a little bit about the games. Sorry, I had to move. What is going on? I think someone just hijacked our.
Only you can mute them.
No, I muted and then this kind of I don't know, submit.
If you can add Roy as a co-host or something, that would help.
Yeah, let's start by doing that.
Yeah.
Let's start over.
And Chelsea as well. Yeah, it's on Twitter, so probably we'll have strangers popping in.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you're now a co-host, so feel free to kick anyone out. Again, so we're going to talk a little bit about the project, our achievements, the games that were created in the community. We'll talk about community in general, and then there's going to be a little discussion about tokens and the DAO, the collective, and so on and so forth. So first, let's talk a little bit about the team. So in case you don't know, Totem is a very, very large organization, but there's a small team that's currently kind of helping facilitate lots of the activities that are being held in the community. So Oren Gapel is the project lead. I serve as head of games. Vova is head of technology. We have Roy Vernot, who's dealing with marketing. Chelsea taking care of the community. Marina Elena on the operations, and Guilherme Oliveira, who's our game producer. And a little bit about some statistics about the tribe in general. So if you don't know, we refer to Totem as a tribe. Our whole community and collective is what we like to call a tribe. We raised more than $1.5 million to start this whole operation to help indie games and indie game studios all over the world to be able to monetize and make a living creating their games. We have over 500 tribe members and more than 200 members in 5 different clans. And the clans is sort of the different teams that we're referring to through those animals, and they have different roles in the tribe. So storytellers are the game creators, builders are the people who create the technologies that enables the creations of those interconnected games. The ambassadors are marketers and influencers and people who help us grow the community and bring more people to the tribe. Wardens are accountants and legal advisors and people who take care of the tribe from those aspects. And contributors are venture capitals and angels who give us money so that we can function over as long of a period of time as we can, and hopefully into the infinite future. We have efforts being made in over 20 countries, which we're very proud of. And a lot of those countries, I think we have representatives from here today. Probably the biggest representation right now is people from Brazil, which I'm very, very glad for you all to be here, even though there's going to be a game in 2 hours. Yeah, let's go. Let's talk a little bit about.
Just before we move on, I think your new mic is not set up correctly.
Look at that.
Yes.
Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Boom. No, here we go. Boom.
Boom.
Now it should be fine.
Amazing.
Hear me well, right? Is it good?
Perfect.
Thank you. So let's talk about the first topic, which is games. Totem was created to enable indie game creators to create their games and earn a profit while doing so. So far, we've given over $100,000 in grants for indie game creators all over the world to create their games and to be able to use our tools to create those interconnected experiences. So we'll move to a games presentation that we've created. We're going to invite a few people from
the different studios that we have here. To just explain a little bit about the game, it's going to be a very, very brief presentation. So I would like to invite...
And open your videos if you're not shy, mics. Let's see who's
Yeah. And Roy, I think you're sharing, right? Yeah, cool. So let's start with the first game, Night Shift Survival. So if we have either Felipe here or anyone from the team, you're more than welcome to introduce yourselves to everybody. Night Shift Survival is a game by Nebula Studio. It's a kind of a Vampire Survivor style game where you can have your totem avatar fight hordes of animatronics creatures in a very creepy amusement park type environment. It's pretty cool. I spent like way too many hours last night playing it with a friend and didn't manage to beat it. So I invite everybody to take a look at it. Anyone who want to say hi from the studio? If not, let's move on to Dreadstone Keep. So either Pedro or Eduardo want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, of course. So, hey everyone. My name is Pedro de Almeida. I am, together with Eduardo, one of the co-founders of Tavern Del Studio, and the ones who received the grant to produce the game Dreadstone Keep. So, very briefly about the game, it is a roguelike that was inspired by the traditional rogues, like Rogue, Dwarf Fortress, and with elements of more modern roguelikes, such as room exploration and different like wacky and fun builds that you can make. And the gist of the game, the different aspects of the game that we are trying to focus on, is that it has some Metroidvania-inspired elements without being a Metroidvania. So you can choose to go inside Dreadstone Keep and explore the towers and the spires first, go upwards, or descend the cavernous deeps first. And whichever way that you choose to explore, it's going to affect how you experience the bosses, the encounters, and the progression. And that's the whole base for the game. The way that we implemented, of course, the whole Totem system and how we see integrated games is that we make special rooms and encounters for each game and for each legacy event that happens inside the asset that you want. And that's what we want you guys to explore. So search Dreadstone Keep, find those rooms, find those encounters, and see which crazy builds you can muster. And that's that Dreadstone Keep. You can play on itch.io.
Thank you, Pedro. And tomorrow, Tavern are going to complete their second grant for the game. So you're more than welcome to play the game and try it out. Now, I would like to introduce Let's Dev Studio. So Patrick, I saw that you're here. If you want to talk a little bit about Loire.
Hey, thanks, Eden. Hello, everyone. I'm Patrick from the Let's Dev Studio. So Loire is a vampire survival-like kind of game, but it's based on Brazilian culture folklore. Not much like mainstream, but that's our goal, like to make it popular in the new mainstream of the culture. And basically, you have to survive all the waves. And the game has 4 bosses. That's also based on Brazilian mythical creatures. And the way we're interpreting the totem items is that you can have your own weapons with elemental damage or elemental influence inside of the game. And the game can be very challenging if you decide to play on the hard mode. We made 2 modes of game. And basically, that's a brief. And I hope you all like it.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you so much. Let's continue on to Pharaoh. So Asaf, do you want to say hi?
Hi, everybody. Nice to meet you. I'm Asaf from Pharaoh game. Our studio called Marine Life. We're making a game that is like a 2D platformer that is adventure with the puzzling. And we have, like till now, we did a prototype that like showing how the different elements or different like spears mechanics. And we want to bring more quests and more like stories to the game and make it like a small, cool world that you can go through different ways and play like different narratives, and that's all.
Thank you, Asaf. Thank you, Asaf from Marine Life. We're currently working on Pharaoh. Let's go to Anvil and Tails. Guilherme Heckel, are you here?
Yeah, I am here. So
It's the first one to come. What do you mean he's here?
yeah. So let me introduce. I am Guilherme from Mr. Devil Studio, and we are developing Anvil and Tails. So Anvil and Tails is an action adventure game. It's very inspired by Legend of Zelda, and we are trying to implement the mechanics using mechanics like Archero and other adventures game. The way that our game is different from others is like we are working a lot with the humor, if the content of the world, creating unique characters, unique encounters for the player to experience the story of the game. And we are using the Totem assets like to make the player as the make the character of the game as the player wanted, his appearance and his characteristics. In players, if they play like Project Dino or Dreadstone Keep or other Totem games, they could unlock like unique companions to help him in his journey. Like you can have a dinosaur as a friend to attack goblins or dragons. And you can have unique weapons too with different stats and different types of way to play to have different strategies to combat enemies. So basically this.
Thank you so much, Guilherme. Let's move on to Project.
Paulina.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, guys. I'm a game director of the Project Dino. I have a specialty short for this evening. And I'm a game director. I already said it. So our game is like first-person tycoon. It's the first our genre, and the second is the action adventure. So you need to build a park with dinosaurs and raise them from the eggs, and they have different tempers and characters, and there is a plot, a lot of NPCs and characters and all of that stuff and quests, and you can go to the locations, a lot of locations, like we have an open, we want to make an open world game with a lot of locations where you can like go to adventures, dig some bones from the ground and make some more quests. So that's it. And about Totem integrations, we have some special things for the games. Like we wanna make Dreadstone Keep little quest with a special location for it. We have a special dinosaur for island.
Island.
Yeah, I don't remember how to pronounce it in English. So, and we have a avatar, and we have a multi-tool in our game that have a lot of colors and materials and that stuff. And we want to create our own property, like trinkets for the multi-tool that can help with the digging. That's all.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much, Paulina. And we're moving very quickly to Tree Tales. Anybody from Not Studios?
Hello.
Hey, Pedro. Yes, loud and clear.
Oh, thank you. Hello, everybody. So I'm a producer at Not Studios, and we are developing Tree Tales. I think that's the first mobile game here in the Totem ecosystem. And basically, our idea is to bring a game that you can take care of your cute pets and also play a relaxing game. So this is our focus, and we are connecting with other games from the ecosystem. But basically, our main goal is to help people take care of their gardens and also stimulate them to plant real trees. This is our ultimate goal. And this is why we are developing this game that has very huge public in the market. So this is the way we are going right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Pedro. With Not Studios, very important mission to repopulate forests all over the world with the revenue that's going to be gathered, that's going to be generated by this game. Thank you so much. And last but not least, we have Outposts. Actually, we're also missing Music Rush here. So if Eduardo Safra is
Do we
here,
have
you'll be able
someone
to
for
talk
Music
later.
Rush?
But all right, so Yellow Panda, our latest newcomers to the ecosystem.
Hey guys, pleasure to meet you all. I'm Rafael from Yellow Panda. I'm the CEO of the company. And Outpost is essentially a game where you have to invade enemy military outposts, and you can play the way you like. You can be stealthy, or you can just go like guns blazing and shoot everything up. And your general goal is to kill off everybody that's currently occupying this outpost.
Very cool. Thank you, Rafael. A very short and to the point introduction. And I see that we have here a video of Music Rush that is currently being developed and is actually available now on mobile. Just played it earlier today. I think Eduardo Safra is not here, but Canvas Games are working on this game with their own unique music tracks that are being. Oh, and he's just joined us. I just saw him joining us here. Eduardo, welcome. Eduardo Safra.
What's up, guys?
Please tell us very quickly, very briefly about Music Rush.
Why the game is playing right now? Was I summoned?
We summoned you just by saying the name of your game because we're currently in the game introduction, and you just arrived to talk about your game. So please go ahead.
So Music Rush is a musical game where you play with different let's say musical genres are represented with characters, and the song gets more interesting as you get further in the game. So if you manage to get to the second layer, the songs gets more interesting, and we have up to 5 layers with songs and backgrounds. So the objective is to unlock new characters with different art styles, and we've been also doing unique songs for other chapters in Totem as well as a legacy event.
Awesome stuff. Cool. Thank you so much, Eduardo.
And we have Judge here as well, by the way.
Yeah, and I actually just forgot to mention Sumo Tatami. So if Kostya can talk a little bit about Sumo Tatami, I'll be very
hello everyone. Do you listen to me? Hello.
Hi.
I am project lead for Sumo Tatami. Our idea is to do something between GTA and GTA Racing and Mario Kart at maximum. This level editor and boosters. Now we will polishing. We are polishing bazooka mechanics and skins. You can also test our new build in Ichigo. It's a multiplayer build.
All right, cool. Thanks, Kostya. Sumo Tatami is a multiplayer game, so you'll be able to download it and try it out yourselves with friends. The build is currently available on their itch.io page. We'll continue on. I'm sorry, but we do have to move forward. So I want to talk a little bit more about achievements and more specifically about technological achievements that we've managed to accomplish in the last year of working on Totem. So right now we have the Unity plugin integration that all of the game developers in the ecosystem are currently using to integrate Totem assets like avatars and items into their games to be able to visualize them and show how they operate mechanically and cosmetically. We have the new Totem Explorer that we're going to announce next week, which you can see here on the page. It's basically a website that allows players to buy the assets and view them through different lenses based on the different games that are in the ecosystem. It also has pages for all of the games that are being developed right now through the grant program. And we're very, very proud and excited to share this one with you. We have the asset visualizer, which is currently part of the Totem Explorer that allows the different studios to create their own unique visualization for the assets so that when you look at your avatars or your items that are being owned, you can actually view them through those different the ways the different games are interpreting them. We also have a smart contract, so all of the assets are are already sitting on the blockchain and are truly owned by the people who can buy them. And we have a game directory, as I mentioned, with all of the different grant games. And hopefully this is going to grow more and more and be a nice showcase of the Totem portfolio. What's planned for the future regarding technology? So we plan to have more examples and tutorials to move legacy events to sit on the blockchain, as currently they're sitting in the server side, as well as the games directory. We're going to have a web UI feature that allows creating DNA filters in a very simple drag and drop method for all of the creators. So if you're currently working on the game and we started discussing with you about properties, this is going to be super, super nice to work with. We're also talking about using some AI and generating visualizers to create assets in Totem based on their properties. So this is pretty exciting. We want to experiment with that. And also we want to have support for more game engines. Right now, we're only using Unity, but potentially working with Godot, Unreal Engine, and any other popular game engine is super, super exciting for us. And what I want to mention right now is if any of you are interested in contributing to any of those points, you want to create tutorials, because some of you have already created some assets in their games. You want to help by creating new plugins. You want to port some plugins into new engines. Anything you want to do, we're super, super happy to hear and to have you join us in this process, because as is very important to mention, Totem is all of you. So please let us know if you're interested in contributing more. I want to move forward to talk about.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, to talk about community, and I wanted to introduce Roy in order to do so. So Roy, you jumped the gun, but please.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Nice to see familiar faces. I know most of you. I saw most of you. But yeah, actually, it's really exciting that everyone's here. More than 30 people. Like, finally, it feels like the community. This is what we were trying to achieve, and thank you all for coming. So achievements on the community side. So we already have 1,700 Twitter followers just in 2 months of activity, and we're posting a lot, and we see a lot of engagement. Almost 1 million viewers of our post just in this month. The Discord, 500 members. We have a YouTube channel with a lot of videos, more than 20 videos, content, and I hope all of you saw the videos that we created about the community, and we're going to keep pushing for more videos. And obviously, we're using all your content that you are creating to post it on our social networks and show the world what we're doing. We had 3 game jams actually in this photo. The upper picture that you see is actually the first game jam that was exactly 1 year ago, even before I joined Totem. And you can see Oren and Idan there, like bringing the idea to life. And then in the picture in the bottom, that's part of the Game Jam Plus. And the event in Brasilia that we had all the Brazilians playing Totem games and Guilherme explaining to them about the idea. We have the Totem website, which I hope all of you saw and read, because we have a lot of content there. People that still don't exactly understand the concept, we have a lot of articles about it and explanations and videos. The Game Jam Plus in Brazil was huge success. Totem was sponsoring it. We had over 30 applications. From them, we chose 5 of the best teams, which are here with us. And now we have second chance round to give another opportunity for the one who didn't get accepted to send their pitch and get accepted for a grant. So our Discord, actually, I wish it was more vibrant, more engaged. We're just getting started, but this is a tool we're actually measuring the engagement of all the users on Discord based on a formula that we created. And we see all the channels, all the activity, where the activity actually is happening. So you see our community manager and moderator, Chelsea, Little Viking Girl, like first place. Then we have Green, Pedro, Paulina, Phaeton, like we see all of it. We see what you're writing. Thank you for that. I hope you keep being engaged and talk about everything, not just in your channels, but even on the campfire. Like share. Everybody wants to see what you're doing, and just keep sharing. The social media on Twitter. Actually, you see, we're taking your post, for example, this Paulina video that she created of the progress of all her builds. So that was amazing to see. Thank you for that, Paulina. So we're using this content to show everyone what you guys are doing and explaining, as you see on the left post, like people need to understand exactly what we're doing. So visually we can show them, okay, in this game, if you manage to hatch a baby dino, then in this game, you get a companion that helps you. It's a concept that we're trying to explain people. And with your help, we will do a better job at explaining this idea. And the YouTube channel, I hope you all know that we have it. If not, go and check out the videos that we have there. We have it done explaining basic idea of Totem. We plan to have more content of it done, or you guys, whoever wants to contribute. Maybe we'll have like interviews with you, you know, explaining people what is it, how was your experience building with Totem. So yeah, go to our YouTube channel and subscribe and like.
Smash that bell button.
Smash that bell button. Okay, so what do we have next for the community? Chelsea, you're here, by the way? Not here. Okay, so we're planning to have a Legacy Jam number 3. There's no exact date, but it's going to happen. Gaming nights. So Tuesday, next Tuesday, we're going to have a gaming night. We plan to have something like every week or every 2 weeks where we play your games, we talk about your games. Hi, Chelsea.
Hey, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Was my microphone that was broken?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we had the Legacy Jam 1 and 2 already, but that doesn't mean that we stop now. We have around beginning of next year our 3rd Legacy Jam, and I would love to see everyone participating because the last 2 times really had great ideas coming up. For the gaming nights, we already spoke for it a little bit before, but we will have our first gaming night on Tuesday, next Tuesday, the 29th at 7 p.m. Israeli time. We will also create an event for it on Discord. So if you would love to sit together and talk and game, I would love to see you there. The community play testing is not only for feedback, but also for feedback to help the developers create it better and also get more vision from the other side. We will have the storyteller gathering like we had the last weeks. So we are aiming for twice a week, twice a month, every 2nd week on Thursdays. But depending on demand and how many people there is, we would also love to make it once a week. We will talk in those about all of your games, the progress you made, news you have, or if you have any problems or have overcome any problems. Which also brings us to the education materials. For now, we have a lot of education materials from Oren and Didan on YouTube and also on the website, on Discord too. But we would love to see your community made educational materials, your journey in indie game development, the problems you had, and also how you solved them. So if you have anything, send us a message on Campfire. Also your suggestion. If you have any suggestions, any ideas, any wishes, just send a simple message on Campfire.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you.
Oren, project leader. Can we hear you?
Hi, everybody.
Mike is yours.
Thanks. So I think that will start the last part of the evening, and I see we have until 8:30 enough time. So if we'll have questions and stuff like that later, maybe we'll have time for that. So I wanted to talk not about the idea of Totem, but maybe stress few points that I believe needs a bit more stressing. But I'll start by saying that the idea of Totem is basically a very simple idea. It's just made of some very deep aspect that we want to push forward. The simplest way to describe the idea is that we have a community of creators that create games, and that leads to players who pay for to participate in those games, those experiences, etc. All of you around here are supposed to know all of that. But if we'll take it one step forward, this is actually a more complex concept, and I think it includes a lot of concepts from economy, from even politics, ethics, technology, up to blockchain technologies and stuff like that. And all of these concepts combine together to create one coherent idea. And sometimes it's very easy to miss like the depth of what we're doing here, because everyone a lot of the people are focused, as they should be, on creating their great games and all of that. So I want to kind of have a bit of a deeper look into this. And I want to break it down for the two aspects of the community and the monetization of what we're doing. So basically we have community and a monetization scheme, and they're all combined, or a monetization model, and they combine together, and it's a bit hard to break between them. And there's one way to describe what we're doing is we're creating a new monetization model for indie game developers based on a shared community of creators. Another way to look at it is exactly from the other side. We can say we harness the passion of game developers to create networks of experiences that player will pay for. So those ideas of community and monetizations are combined very strongly. And I want to go a bit deeper into each one of these concepts, and maybe while trying to focus on each of them, it will be clear that it's very hard to separate between them. I think if we talk about the community, the obvious part is this: Totem is a network of game creators. Okay, all of us here are the community, and basically we create games that interact with each other either by shared assets and stuff like that. And it's very obvious to look at everybody and say, okay, all of us are the community of Totem. But there is a part which is a little bit less obvious, and it is exactly what is the relationship between Totem and its community. So the next slide, I take two examples of communities, and there's a lot of, next one, the community, slide 18, if you can. Oh, you didn't refresh, so go to the next one. That, yep. And present.
This one, yeah?
Yeah, and present. So we can talk about, go to the next one. Yeah, so we can talk about two examples of community. So for example, a football club, Barca, has a community, a lot of fans, and they are the community of fans of Barca, right? And we can take another example of a corporate. There's a corporate called Uber. It has a community of drivers. It doesn't matter if the community of drivers meet on Discord or doesn't meet on Discord, but you can look at the employees of the company as a community. And in both of these examples, and in most examples that I know of, there's something like there's the institute and the community that's either supports the institute or works for the institute and stuff like that. But I want to use an example from Uber to go into something very deep about how Totem is constructed. So a couple of years ago, the CFO of Uber entered the CEO room and told them, look, we have tons of money because we raised a lot of funds from investors for Uber. What are we going to do with the money? And what I suggest you, the CEO, to do is to invest part of the money, a lot of this money, in our competitors. In this way, if the competitors will make a lot of money, we'll make a lot of money. And at that time, there was a lot of complaints about salaries of Uber drivers all around the world. You know, every company has its own problems, and employees are never happy sometimes. So it's okay. The CEO decided to invest a lot of the money in his competitors. Move forward about a year, and Uber became profitable, except it lost $2 billion on investing in its competitors. So that shows that the CEO and the company has a debt to its share owners to increase it's revenue. And I'm not going into the distinction whether the decision he made was good or bad, because his decision might be good. But the fact is that the community of employees, in this case, of Uber drivers, didn't have any word, any saying in this very major decision. They didn't had a saying in what we do with our funds, what we're doing with our profits. Do we invest them? Do we increase salaries and stuff like that? The major point that I want to make is that Totem is a DAO. It's a decentralized autonomous organization. It's a new concept based on crypto technologies. I really like talking about that stuff, but I will not do it in this meeting. Maybe if everybody or some people are interested, we can go about it in a separate meeting. But it's very important to stress that in Totem, the community, the Totem tribe is Totem. The tribe isn't made of fans or employees. It is made of the owners of Totem. All of the people here owns a piece of Totem. And in a minute, I'll try to explain even in a deeper way what it means. I'll go back for a second. But this is the most important thing that I want you to take from all of this meeting today, is that the tribe, you guys, the Totem tribe doesn't belong to Totem. Totem belongs to the tribe, or Totem is actually the tribe. That's a very, very important distinction. But it's not just, I don't just want to leave it there. I want to explain explicitly what it means. So if we go to the next slide, what I mean by ownership. So through the use of blockchain technology, we can create an organization that the ownership of the organization is based on tokens that can be shared by everybody. And these tokens represent a fraction ownership in the organization. So while each token represents, an ability to influence the company, just like shareholders theoretically can vote once in a while on some stuff, in a DAO or in Totem, all of the people who owns tokens can make major decisions. But Totem as an organization is made in a way that makes sure that all of the major decisions are made by a vote. So all of the decisions, the major one, not every daily operations, but major decisions that I can give later on some examples, can be made by everybody. So having Totem owners earning tokens means the more tokens you have bigger ownership of Totem and bigger vote and bigger say in the decisions of where the organization as a whole is going. And one of a very important aspect of this organization is that we ensure that at least 50% of the ownership tokens are in the hands of the community. So are the hands of creators, of game creators, of contributors, of basically of all of us, of people who believe in the project and want to support it financially, of players. All of these people will have most of the tokens who decide where this where this organization or where this DAO is heading for. That's a very, very important distinction. If you go to the next slide, now I want to switch back into the monetization aspect. And I believe all of you know that the plan or the idea behind Totem is that we create a platform which is open. Any game developer anywhere around the world can create the game, and we create a nice catalogs of games. There'll be hopefully thousands of games. We believe all of them will be wonderful, but probably some of them will be better. Some of them will be amazing. Players will come from the other side and want to play these games, and they'll have to buy assets to access these games. And the more games we'll have, the more of an incentive will be to buy the assets, or maybe to buy several assets. And all of the money from the players willing to play in this experience will go into this DAO and be distributed among the creators of the platform. So among all of us, all of you guys. And there is something that we call it the adoption flywheel, that basically we start with creating games. That's why we right now giving grants to create games. So many of you received grants to create games, and the more games we'll have more players coming to the platform, maybe willing to spend more money on assets, and then this money from these assets will come back to create more games, etc. And we believe in this very strong network effect that can grow this thing and make it really, really big. However, when we start, we have to start this flywheel somehow, and we're starting it by funding it, by giving this grant. And the question is, of course, okay, so where is this, all of this money comes from? And the answer is that we raised funds to create Totem. And the next slide talks about the funding. So the initial fundings for this project from the contributors clan. I don't know if all of you had the chance to read in the website on the different clans we have, but one important clan is the contributors. These are venture capital firms, VCs or individuals who have, first of all, they have money, but beside of that, they have a belief in our plan, a belief in our future, in belief in what we're creating can become a huge monetization scheme that can solve the problem of good and fair monetization for indie game developers. And these people have years of business experience, years of experience building companies. Some of them, I can name them maybe later if you're interested, but they have a great experience in gaming specifically, in crypto specifically, in other aspects. And all of them contributed more than $1.5 million for this effort. And a large, an important part of this funding is to be able to give grants. And right now, we already gave, as you heard before, a lot of money for the grants. Our goal is to keep doing it in the next years and continue to contribute and give more and more grants, bigger grants, and fund bigger and nicer projects. The people, those VCs, those companies or individuals who gave this $1.5 or a bit more $million, gave this money in return for something. So they didn't get any shares in any company. They didn't get any promise of everything. The only thing they received is tokens, the same tokens that we want to give everybody else. Actually, the tokens will be probably issued next year. They received a promise for tokens. And the way that they receive the tokens is basically based on the price of 2.5 cents per token. So you can do the calculation and you can calculate easily how much tokens roughly they receive. And the nice stuff is that while we have most of the funds still in our, we still have it, we didn't spend it, we're in a great position based on all of these amazing achievements that we were able to achieve in the last 6 months to do another round of raising. So I want to talk about the next round of raising because it's a very important aspect. But first, I want to tell you and announce the token awards for Q3. And we awarded tokens to the community during Q2. During Q3, the community grew a lot. We have more than 500 people on Discord. We have Twitter now. And per our usual modus operandi, we want to give tokens. So right now, I'm happy to announce the granting of 3 million tokens, basically to all of you. So the way we do that is that we have our internal formulas of what we give to whom, but basically everybody here on this call will receive tokens. Everyone who is on our community or was in our community or on Q3, maybe in the beginning of Q4 as well, will receive tokens. However, the index is that the more active you are and the more contribution you give to the community, you receive, and to the tribe, you receive more tokens. So these 3 millions are distributed. I'll just say roughly how these tokens are distributed. Roughly 1 million, a little bit less of these tokens are given to people who already received tokens in Q2 and Q1. And that's a very important aspect of what we always want to grant, because we always want to give more and more tokens until we reach this phase where most of the tokens are in the hands of the community. But we always want to remember and recall and incentivize the OGs, the people who were there from the start. And the people who were there from the start will always get more tokens. So we're going to use a little bit less than 1 million tokens to give all of those who received tokens already a bump, a boost for their tokens. So that's part of the award that we give. Another part, about 1.5 million, will go to storytellers. So these about 2/3 of it will go to grant receivers. So people who received grants, created games, and they are going to receive about 1 million of these tokens, and about 500,000 tokens are going to be to people who participated in game jams. So that there's a lot of people who participated maybe in a 2-day game jam, 3-day game jam. Some of them might be 1-week game jam, and they're also going to get a substantial amount of tokens. Again, in these grants, it's not going to be equal to everybody. It depends on the quality of the game, and especially how linked it is with the Totem ideas of sharing, of interconnecting between games, asset sharing, interpretation, and stuff like that. Another 500,000 tokens roughly are going to go to mostly people who are active in Discord and just a little bit on Twitter because we just started. You saw before a slide showing you that we measure activity on Discord. We see how much you post, we see how much you write reactions, we see how much you comment, add pictures, retweet, etc., etc. So we take all of these things into account. We keep scores on different games according to Idan and Guilherme's scores and stuff like that. And that's how we decide how much tokens we give. And we also have a place to give extra tokens for people who do extra special stuff. So for example, we always ask you to do stuff. Sometimes people surprise us with things that we never asked for. So we already mentioned Paulina, who suddenly decided to do a short video of her game progress. And that's wonderful, not because it's nice for her, because for us, it's immediately a material that we can now use, add it to our videos, put it on Twitter, etc. So that's wonderful. And that's why Paulina is one of the bigger token receivers this quarter. Another example is Phaeton. I think most of you already know, or maybe will get to know Phaeton, who helps to support on Discord all the efforts of the integration of the Unity plugin. And one of the things that the last point here is that we have a separate award for the builders, for the people who create the platform managed by Vova, and Phaeton is one of them. But regardless of that, Phaeton is going to get an extra amount of tokens as being part of the community and helping and supporting it. So that's just two examples. So all of you now, and that's part of being part of the Totem tribe, is that you are participating, taking part of it, have some ownership that allows you to become part of this tribe. The next slide is about the next funding that I mentioned. And the next round of funding that we want to raise, I hope to achieve a funding round which is bigger than the previous one, meaning we want to raise a lot more money to be able to share a lot more grants and do a lot of amazing things with Totem. And we also want to raise the valuation of all of these projects. So if I mentioned that the previous round, the first round, was per 2.5 cents per token, now we're talking about 5 cents, maybe even 10 cents. So of course, I don't know how many of you are interested in cryptography. You know, the markets are turmoil and now the price of everything goes down. I believe we can do a good round. But when we go into these rounds, we have to show the investors all kinds of things to prove to them that we are worth it and the project is going and the price is worth it, etc. So what do we show them? We show them the achievements that we achieved so far. We show them the game catalog that all of you helped to create. We show them the amazing platform that we build that connected from the plugin all the way back to the blockchain, and that it's working and it will be improved in the next quarter, but we already have a lot of stuff to show them. We showing more games, we showing this stuff, and we also it's very important for us to show that we have a community that believes in us. Look, it's very easy. With the $1,000, I can buy 10,000 people in Twitter. I can buy people who will come to Discord and be there. But that's not really what we're here for. We're here for building a community for mostly game developers. I prefer to bring game developers. I prefer that you bring your friends one by one and tell them, look, there's something interesting here. Come join us. So when we post something on Twitter, everybody understand what it is and react to it. We prefer that you will post stuff on Twitter and your friends will react to it. We prefer that everything will be driven by a true and meaningful and engaged community. So the engagement is something that investors are look at. They want to go to the Twitter, for example, or to the Discord and say, okay, who's there? Just a bunch of robots, or actually game developers who are working and participating and having fun and having comments, etc., etc. They want to see product market fit. They want to see, okay, are you creating something in a void? Nobody knows how it will be accepted by the community, or we actually engage daily with the game developers and they influence you in what features to create in Totem, etc. So that's very important. I want to use one example to explain the importance of this. And we started to think of marketing and start to do very little activity in terms of marketing. But I'll give you one example, which is create articles in game-related publications like gamedev.com and stuff like that. Gamasutra, what's the current name of Gamasutra?
It used to be Gamasutra and it changed to gamedev.com, I think.
GameDeveloper.com.
GameDeveloper.com.
Or there's many other publications like that. And of course, there's crypto publications that we can go and publish articles. The important things when we publish an article and we go to a small place to put a small article is that we'll have engagement. So we want to ask you guys that when we publish something, you go there and engage with it, comment on it and stuff like that. Because then when we go to the next time we try to achieve an article, and you know sometimes how hard it is, the new publication or the new newspaper or new next journal that we walk to goes to see our previous articles and see, oh yeah, when they publish something, even when it's somewhere small, there's a lot of engagement, there's a community around it. So that's why it increases our chances to write publications in bigger places. So that shows what's the importance of all of you to help us push these things. But if you really start to understand the meaning of Totem is the community and not the community belongs to Totem, but Totem is the community, you start to understand that if any of you knows a publisher and want to tell about his game, of course, it will be great. But if you can tell about your game and tell about Totem and say something about this, that will be amazing. Because you can achieve we can all achieve this market understanding 10 times better and faster if it will come from all of you guys, if you understand what we're trying to have here and understand our passion to create these things and share it and use your passion to bring this the word about all this to the world. So that's a very important distinction that I want you all to know. So in the future, when we ask you to do stuff, you understand why we're asking you to do it, but also welcome you to ask for stuff from us. So if you want help from us, if you want us to explain something, if you want us to help you with the game and do something, I see Joseph Judge here create a great game. And he created with his brothers amazing game and a crazy video that we used that he shared on Twitter. It's amazing that's what's open all of this community to be alive and created by you guys. So bravo, Stefan. Of course, it's reflected in the tokens that he received this quarter. And I'm inviting all of you to create more and more content that we can use and share together, and go ahead and do your own stuff and empower Totem this way. So I think we have maybe one more slide, so maybe I'll give it back.
Yeah, I'll take it and wrap it up, Oren. So if you don't mind.
Yes, and I think we even have time for questions if people want. So that's it. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here with us. So one last thing that I wanted to mention that's very deeply tied to what Oren just mentioned is how you can help us grow together. Like you understood, hopefully, the concept of what we're trying to achieve and why we need you with us, but how practically right now you can start helping us by pushing some blocks, so some to advance the project that we're all working on here together with you and for you and for all of us together. So first of all, games, there's the major factor that we're trying to focus on is, of course, games. We want to have more games. So developing your new games with the platform is amazing. Bringing more developers into the ecosystem to develop their own games is amazing. Reaching new communities worldwide, new countries that maybe we didn't cover yet is amazing. Organizing events and game jams, all of those things are things that you can help with. You can help us by participating in them. to whatever extent you feel like you're interested in doing those. But these are things that we're looking at. These are things that are meaningful for us because they can really serve as multipliers for this whole program. Technology, supporting more game engines. I already mentioned that we plan to port our Unity plugin to Godot this upcoming quarter. Unreal would be lovely if any of you know an Unreal developer who wants to participate in a grant, even in a funded grant, to create the equivalent of the Unity plugin in Unreal or in Godot or in GameMaker or in Cocos or in Construct or whatever. We're super appreciative of all of those things to the point that we're very happy to even fund them. So these are super important things. Creating new types of plugins, helping with documentation. I know there's a team already who's interested in translating our Unity plugin documentation into Portuguese because we have a very big community of Portuguese speakers. This is wonderful. This is amazing stuff for us. Joining the development team. All of those are super appreciated. And media, as Oren mentioned, participating in social media, helping with the marketing efforts, bringing from your knowledge, bringing more tribe members into the community. Tell your friends about what we're doing here, especially your indie friends, because we're here for indie communities wherever they are in the world. You can help in all of those things. So I just wanted to wrap this up with this last sort of call to action that's, again, very tied to what Oren just talked about. And if there's any questions that you want to ask us, we have some time here before football or soccer, depending on where you are.
Before, I don't see any questions. So I just want to point that Yuda Israeli is with us. Yuda, maybe we can wave. Yuda, I don't know how many of you know. Actually, a lot of you already know him because you participated in his storytelling workshops. Thank you. But it's time to maybe present him, and so everybody know that he's the shaman of our tribe, and he's the ethics leader, and he has a lot of roles in creating a lot of our narrative and philosophy behind this, and helping us create a very coherent community based on the passions of everybody, and is very crucial to everything we do. We have here Marina. Maybe Marina, can you wave? Hi, Marina.
Hello,
helping
Marina.
us.
I waved as well. I waved back.
Yeah, making sure that the operations running smoothly, from little things like making sure that you get the grant payments on time, and big things like of orchestrating a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Roy, you already know, helping us in a lot of stuff like community and communication and videos and stuff like that. And Chelsea, of course, who's you all know her from Discord and stuff like that. And if Hagar will wave, I will not say what she's doing, but she's going to join us soon and help us a lot. And I'm very excited that she's coming. And Idan, okay, and Idan, I forgot anyone from the core group. Oh, of course, Guy. I don't see him on video. That's here you are. Sorry, here you are. So most of you know Guy because he's the help managing the production of all of the games. So really, who has a question?
From Luisa.
Please.
Hi. Luisa, I'm from Amazon Box, one of the game jams, classified games. I have a question about, for what I understood, the tokens you were talking about, they are apart from what would be selling from avatars and items. Is that right?
That's correct. There's a lot of, sadly, in the crypto world, there's a lot of the usage of using NFTs and connecting the price of stuff to the token and stuff like that, which basically means that 99% of the project that we see doing games and crypto have this effect that if the game is popular, the price goes up and then no one can play it and then it collapses. It's completely separate. In our case, the tokens are just basically the ownership you have on the projects. Assets will be sold for basically $1 amount or €1 amount or something which is very stable. So let's say it's $10, it will always cost $10. Now, as a community, I mentioned that maybe we'll all vote for major decisions. A major decision is, okay, how much should an asset cost? So let's say we decided it's $30, and now we want to vote to, everybody wants to buy assets. So we say, hey, wait, if everybody wants it, let's make it $100 per asset. But it's a decision for all of us. And some of us are from Brazil, and they will say, wait, $100 for Brazil, it's too expensive. Let's actually lower it. People in Europe will say, no, maybe we want to have it more. But that's exactly the, and I'm considering myself a very smart person, but I don't know the answer for that. What I know is that if we have a decision made by everybody, it's better. It's not definitely better because it's the right decision. It's better because we reach it together and we can balance all the decisions and we can test stuff and we can do stuff in a proper, transparent way and reach the best decisions together. So that's a good example of a very important decisions that we can make by a vote. And that's an example of decision that should be made by a vote. By the way, if you're curious, there is a very early draft of the constitution of this, of the DAO in our website, very early draft, it will change, but it gives you a glimpse, a feeling on how voting can change what we will do. So for example, the decision that a lot of the income, most of the income goes to game developers is a very strong decision that cannot be easily changed. However, some other decisions maybe are easily to be made and a simple vote can decide on that. So we can, well, I'm offering to everybody to go there and see early draft on that.
Yeah, we need to make it available because it's currently one of the internal pages that we have in the website, but we can make it available for everybody. Maybe we can start getting comments of it.
I think the community members, everyone who enters with community and password can see this, no?
Actually, you know what? You're right. With community password that you can't see in the Discord in the introduction, you'll be able to log in.
In the Discord, you can see the user.
At least a version of it. I think I read it, right? At least a version of it. I think I read it.
Perfect.
I was just wondering, during the game jams, we have to present like 12 months expectations of how much money we are going to make or how we're going to invest and how we're going to get our investment back. Is there any literature of what are you guys expecting that could be returned to the game developers in selling assets or something, or even if it's something more to read about blockchain that could help us?
Yeah, so several aspects for this. First of all, as part of the game jam, and I think if I understand correctly, you're talking about Game Jam Plus. And I think the fact that today, and I think there are the ones that coming with the question, okay, what's your expectation of income and stuff like that? And I think it's very important questions because when you create an indie game, it's very important to see also the financial aspects and stuff like that. So that's a requirement that's coming from them. And of course, I think it will be wise. And I think people who go to the next phase will also get lectures about that stuff. And it's very important. I want to mention that for Totem part of the game jam and the way that we look at it and the way we give our prize is for the games or a game that will be most Totem. So we'll give the best interpretations for the assets. We'll give the best usage of the legacy system, etc. So for us, it's less important that part. If you the second part of the question was regarding crypto, and one of the things that is very important for us is that game developers shouldn't know anything about crypto. We're trying to make it very easy to use the plugin or any plugin or access the system without any knowledge of crypto. And we spend a lot of effort about that. Having said that, all of our ethics and concept are based on crypto and blockchain. And of course, any interest about that, we can share. There's a lot of resources about that. And if specifically this subject is interesting, I'll be more than happy to talk about crypto, how what crypto allows us to do, how it's reflected in the DAO, how it's reflected in the assets, what is the major benefits that I believe are the reason that crypto will have an impact on the world, even bigger, I believe, than the internet. And I can talk and help about these aspects as well personally, but there's many resources for that.
Okay, thank you. I'm trying to mute someone can mute me, please? I have a very hard time. I'm on the phone.
Yeah, here you muted.
Okay. Any
More
other
questions?
questions?
Yeah, who's going to win tonight?
Who's going to
Oh.
win tonight?
Come on.
It's Brazil. I'm sorry for the stupid question. Brazil against whom?
Serbia.
Serbia.
Serbia. Brazil. We have anyone from Serbia?
Not yet, I don't think so.
So we all root for Brazil.
There is a question, though, that is kind of tied to the topic. Asaf is asking, how can we get Totem shirts? They look great.
So there's a lot of efforts behind the scenes to create shirts, warmer shirts, hats, and a lot of other stuff.
Warmer hats.
I can help with that, guys.
Warmer hats. Marina is taking care of it. The thing is that because we're global, we're trying to figure out logistically how to do it. It's very hard to print it in one place and ship it all over the world. So for example, a lot of the builders are located in Ukraine. Between the falling of shells, we were able to print a lot of shirts and get them there. I'll just give you a hint of some other stuff that's will be available. And basically, if any of you in anywhere in the world can help us do it locally, we'll be happy to get your help to do that. We're already working on sending some stuff all around the world. Guy has a yellow shirt, but I think it's a Brazil shirt. I don't know if it's a Totem shirt. It is. And so yes, but behind the scenes, Roy and now Marina is working hard. Make sure you all get the shirt. This is a lovely shirt I just got a few days ago. I think it's too large on me, but it says Totem, so I wore it. And the idea is that we'll all have shirts and everything. By the way, one of the early thing that I thought about the Totem economy, and it's very important, maybe we'll do another lectures about the economy and stuff like that, is that it's far more than games. Because if you think about it, everyone has his assets and he can use his assets in games, and you're all creating games, you're all creating experiences for these assets. But someone can create another form of experience. For example, someone can create with his home printer a service that he can offer any person to receive his asset or his avatar as a figure, maybe as a pop figure. And so think about it, you can own an asset, ask a request for someone to make a copy of this asset or this sword, and say, okay, I want my asset to look like it is in Dino, or how it is looking in any of the
survival.
games.
I'm looking for a Night Shift Survival pop.
Night Shift Survival avatar, and make a 3D print of that and sell that over the internet. That would be amazing. And if you can make money from it, I'll be even happier. And if you can make tons of money, I'll be even more happier. Although Totem as a platform is an open platform that will never gain anything from that. But it just shows another aspect of increasing this community, adding services on top of it, and being able to provide experiences for our future players.
Before we wrap it up, I see there's one more question from McKinley. So McKinley, feel free to open the mic.
Hello, just
one more thing. After 8:30, it's already after 8:30. I'm probably going to stay another half an hour if there's more questions or people want to ask stuff. So yeah, go ahead.
Just a confirmation. Are we gonna how are we gonna have another reunion like this? Like when are we gonna have another reunion like gathering like this one we're having right now? That's just what I want to know.
Chelsea, you want to answer this?
Yep, I just forgot to unmute me. You can hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Great. So the next gathering itself would be the next community gathering on Thursday, the 1st of December. But before that, we have our gaming night at Tuesday, the 22nd. But if you have any questions or any ideas of what to do, what you would like to do, just send a message in Campfire and we can always plan something.
And it's Tuesday the 29th,
Okay.
the upcoming Tuesday.
Maybe we can do
Upcoming
like a
Tuesday.
poll with some subjects to see what people are interested in and create a meeting for these things. and see. It's all based on what your needs, what your questions, and stuff like that.
Okay. Just another one, just last one for today. The gaming nights are gonna be, just playing, or is there something else? Playing the games we're making there, we're
So-
placing there in the Totem community.
For now, it's our first gaming night and we still see how it will work. It will be just for now to sit together, get to know the community, get to know the community and the Totem itself. But later on, we want to also integrate it with the Totem games. And
Okay.
depending what the backend said, how they can implement it, maybe even fun challenges like dino, who hatches the dino first? And who knows, maybe achievements and some nice compensation or things to win.
And
Or
if you have
speedrun
any
the game.
ideas of what you want to do there, please share, because it's supposed to be for you guys.
Okay, thank you. Should like speed run some games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would be fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Speedrun Mondays.
Speedrun Monday game.
Speedrunning through the week. who reaches Friday first?
Pedro Teixeira asked to know at least a week before, so we'll try to get, like you see, like specific nights, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, guys, any more questions?
All right.
I just would like to say, every now and then in the week, you can see maybe Idan, Roy, Guilherme, or me sitting in the voice channels. Feel free to join. We don't bite mainly.
Okay, guys, thank you
I'm
very
not
much
sure.
for being with us on all of the technical issues we had. We had some glitches, entertainment, and other stuff. So thank you for hanging out with us.
Just want to share with everybody that this was one of the most frustrating experiences I've ever had in my life, which is a good thing, which means I never had any too frustrating experiences in my life. I'm just joking. Thank you all so much for joining us. This has been wonderful and lovely, and it's great seeing everybody here, curious about the project. Join us, offer us your suggestions, anything you want to do or ask. We're all available on Discord. You can DM us. You can use the Campfire for this. All of the open channels, and see you around. Hopefully this Tuesday. Let's play some games.
Go Brazil!
Go
Thank
Brazil!
you.
Bye everybody.
Bye bye.
Ciao ciao.
Maybe never use
you.
Twitter. Maybe never share
never
any,
use Twitter.
any Zoom. Yeah, maybe
We
never
found
use
that
Twitter
out.
again, because
For
Twitter is
sure
not good.
not.
Never
For
use
sure
Twitter at
not.
all.
For sure not to put links in Twitter.
Wow.
Yeah, just to share some words, I feel that we always think that we are prepared for growing, but we're never prepared. And this type of things happen when we are growing. So I think that it's good that the community is growing, taking attention from everyone, and this type of things will happen. So
The best kind of
learning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's always a few bad people, but there's like more than 30 good people that come here to listen about the Totem. So
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Pedro. Thank you, Paulina.
Let's go.
okay, I'm going to enjoy
everybody.
Israel.
Bye. Thank you.
Don't
Bye,
forget.
Paulina. Hopefully I'll be able to see you tomorrow. You and Chelsea. We need to talk about the evening, but I think I may have some time, which is
Would be lovely.
yes.
Bye,
Yeah,
every-
that's really cool.
Bye, folks.
Bye,
Okay,
everyone.
bye.
See you next week.
Ciao, ciao.